Before we go on, just really quickly, we are on Facebook now called The Dichotomy Duet, and you can listen to this on orpheum.com, which all the links will be down in the description, all that sort of good YouTube stuff. So you can listen to it without having to watch a video or load it, and you can follow what we're doing.
Do it on your phone while the screen is off, so don't spend all your battery. Do the dishes, or just you go for a run.
Yep. We're trying to help you out. Don't say we don't do anything for you.
Say it. Hey, guy, smell my beard.
Do I have to?
Yeah.
Okay. Why does it smell like lemons?
Yeah.
Hello and welcome to episode 14 of the Pomcast, to which I didn't think of a joke to go with the number 14, and nor did we think of a joke to open the Pomcast.
I am Lemonbeard.
That's David. I'm Jarrod.
Oh, I'm Lemonbeard. Who are you? Jarrod, you just said. Lemonbeard, how's it going?
I'm not touching your hand.
Okay, never mind. It's because it's lemon.
Look, you're from outside, I'm allergic to outside, I'm on a lot of antihistamines.
I'm just a lemon. I'm a simple lemon with a beard. That's why they call me Lemonbeard.
Yeah. I get that. You're from outside, I'm allergic to you, just fuck off.
You're a racist.
No, I'm just allergic.
You won't interact with me because I'm a lemon.
No,
I'm from outside your borders. And by borders, I mean the house.
Yes, you're from outside. I'm allergic to outside. How did you get in?
I don't know. I should probably leave. Goodbye.
Alright, the interruption's gone.
Hey, what's up?
Did
You started recording.
Did you pass the lemon man on the way up?
What?
Did you pass the lemon man on the way?
Lemon man?
Yeah.
I mean, there was just some lemons out there covered in hair. I put them in the bin.
Shit, these antihistamines are strong.
Oh, God.
Wow.
Cool.
Yeah. Yeah, that was fun. So,
Episode 14.
11, no.
What? 10-4.
10
Jesus
10
Christ. 11-3?
Shut up, I can't remember these things. I'm trying. It's been a trying week.
Has it? What else has happened this week?
I don't know, I've been at work, what have I done since last week? What was last week? Let's check.
What was last week? It was obviously June. Yep. It was June last week because it's still June now.
I spent just about all of last week at work, so that was fun. Not much happened, really, in the grand scheme of things.
Oh. Well, I guess we should just end it now. Goodbye.
Yeah, so if I don't do anything, the Pomcast doesn't go on. You haven't done much for months now.
What? Yeah, I went to Manchester.
Yeah.
Once. For like a few hours.
Yeah.
It was good.
Next week, the Pomcast may be a little bit late because we're in Wales.
Or just not at all. We'll just put out some other video.
Okay. Sure. Let's do that.
Yeah, why not?
So you won't get to listen to...
actual video.
Yeah, actual...
recording.
Actual content.
Film. Okay, that's a bit rich. Maybe not film.
Film is a little bit rich.
Vlog is probably better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To which I will then also... This week, I'm going to finish my little history thingy that I'm going to do. That'll be fun. Probably not, because nobody else likes cars.
Great.
So that'll be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got other plans for this channel. It's just a matter of doing them and not having naps because seriously, I bring up the antihistamine thing. David can attest to this. I have been very, very drowsy since I've started taking these about 4 or 5 days ago. They work better than other antihistamines.
Because they just knock you out.
Yeah, I know. That's because I'm just asleep.
Yeah.
But I don't feel more rested. It's really annoying because they just...
Yeah, it's like drinking alcohol. You don't feel rested when you wake up.
No.
You just feel the same.
I know, it's really annoying. Like last night I did go to the pub. I had 3 pints and I felt like I was completely off my face when I got back.
You hugged me. I was trying to do the dishes and you hugged me.
Yeah, I woke up this morning and I thought, oh, yeah, okay. these antihistamines really don't mix well with anything, apparently.
Or they mix very well.
Well, depends how you look at it. But it's just... I've suffered from hay fever for as long as I can remember, and I do not function well as soon as the pollen count goes above 2. It just... I die, and all sneezy and weird. And these are the first things that I've taken that have actually made me tired. I've taken sleeping tablets, and they've done nothing.
Oh.
Yeah.
Antihistamines.
Antihistamines were initially designed as a sleeping tablet, so that's always fun.
Yeah.
Which is very annoying. But they, I suppose to a certain extent, they've been worth the $2.99 that I spent on them at Boots.
Boots.
Maybe I picked up the wrong packet.
That's
Who
a
knows?
pharmacy.
Yeah, Boots. Well, it's not even... It's more than a pharmacy. It's like Priceline.
It's more than a pharmacy.
Well, they do.
It's a family.
They
And a community.
and something you wear on your feet.
Words. I know words. I have the best words.
Oh, God, don't bring up that horrendous man.
You know what uranium is?
Do
It's
you?
a thing called nuclear weapons and other things that are bad.
Oh, he went on another Twitter tirade, apparently.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I haven't paid much attention to Trump.
no, I don't either.
I do mention him. I do make quite a few jokes to him in Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt season 3. It's quite funny. It's like, I feel like Melania Trump when they're.
She's only just moved into the White House last week. He's been president since January, and she's just moved in.
Probably got a lot of stuff.
She flew in
like baggage.
Yeah,
emotionally.
Yeah, probably. She flew in with Barron, their son. You don't ever call your child Barron, okay? Barron. It's not
Barron.
It's not a name. It's a description of a desert or a wasteland.
Or you're a baron of.
That's
this.
Baron. Yes, I can. Why am I so tired?
Antihistamines. We've discussed this. Do you not remember?
No.
My God, you're tired.
Yes.
What is that?
So tired.
Ah, it's the antihistamines.
Yeah. And we're doing a circle. No, don't name your child Baron. But yeah, she's just moved in. I cannot
I
understand.
thought you just said donate your child Baron.
Do not call your child Baron.
Donate your child Baron today. If you got a child named Baron, send him our way. We'll deal with him quick smart. Don't you worry about that. We'll have him out on the docks scrubbing the docks.
Yeah, that's probably a better use for a Trump, to be honest. We shouldn't be able to lead anything or sell anything. Worst businessman in the world. He owes about $535 million to people.
He's the president.
Yeah, which...
I mean, America's debt is...
It's in the trillions, but that's country's debt. That's very different to personal and business debt.
Country debt makes sense.
Yes. It's very different from running a household or running a business. Governmental debt. That's just how it works.
Call it running a business? Running it into the ground, more like it.
Yeah. He turned that loan of $1 million from his father into a $535 million debt. Yeah, good work.
Loan of $1 million. Well, this turned into a Trump rant pretty quickly.
Sorry. I have a lot of pent-up frustration with conservative politician. Conservative in inverted commas. It's just an idiot. As are most conservatives, to be honest. But it looks like everything's going okay in France.
Great.
So, just as a minor tidbit, France is having its parliamentary elections, which goes very underneath the radar in comparison to the presidential ones. And the last parliamentary election they had a centre-left government. So, nice progressive lot of people, because they had a progressive, socially left president, Francois Hollande. But now, the guy who's just become president of France, Emmanuel Macron, his party, which is about a year old, is poised to take 450 of the 577 lower house seats. That's the projection they're getting at the moment. Just one party. It's incredible that this, and most of these people have never held office that are running in these seats.
I'm sure they'll do fine. They'll be fine. It's good. We got to change it up. Switch it around. Mix it. I mean, the people who are already there don't seem to be doing a very good job.
Well, no. And
that's why they get out of there.
It's interesting in the sense that they're going to elect 400, possibly 450.
Is it interesting?
I think it is.
Oh.
Because what happens usually is you have these
So you
elections.
should say, I think it's interesting.
Okay. I think it's interesting.
It's not objectionably interesting.
Well, it
That
is if
was
you
a-
are. If you, I would argue that it is if you ask people who
Think it's interesting.
no, not that they think it's interesting.
Well,
but,
you have to then.
for God's sake. Anyway, I think it is interesting because normally what happens is you get a fringe candidate like Pauline Hanson or what's his name, that Palmer bloke, the fat guy,
Clive,
that one.
the one whose Facebook account has gone, what?
Yeah, just something happened there, and we're not quite sure.
Nobody knows.
You get people like them who stand up and want to become candidates, and then they set up their own party, and it looks like and UKIP to a certain extent as well. They sort of get to about 10% of the vote, and then they just collapse. It goes to nothing, and that's because none of them have any experience. But there's very few candidates that actually get to a point where they hold power to a certain extent or representation. In this circumstance, they're going to elect a party that has very little to no experience in.
Yeah, they'll be fine. That's so good. It's fine.
I don't know, shake up the bureaucracy of France. That'll be funny. They like doing that, though. They seem to go through cycles of about 60 or 70 years of, here's the norm, and then we change the norm, and
It's fine. Sure.
it'll be okay.
Sorry.
You're
Had
bored,
a
but you like
squirrel in my throat.
Yeah, I heard.
Boring!
I was about to say, yes, you are bored by my talking, so is there something...
It's just
you...
very roundabout.
What do you mean it's very roundabout?
You're explaining stuff too much
Oh.
for...
I know what I'm talking about.
Well, that's really not helpful for
I
everyone.
thought I was listing things off fairly well, to be honest. Not many... You have to give numbers and things.
Yeah, but if I start talking about physics...
I think that's a little bit different, to be honest. Politics is not necessarily something you have to have a base knowledge of.
I think it is. That's why we have idiots running some countries, because people don't understand.
Well, it's not. You have values and things like that, and then it's just... When you vote, it's just numbers. And making sure you're making an informed decision. And you don't have to have a huge amount of information to make an informed decision in politics. That's why I get really angry with people that don't actually read any of the material, because it's not like it's written as an essay or a thesis, or you're having to understand formulas. You have to it's all in simple English.
They should
Make it
simplify
accessible.
it more.
If they simplified it more, we would have Malcolm Turnbull and Bill Shorten batting one another with crowbars in debates. That's how much simpler it would get.
Yeah.
And the
I'm
winner
liking
would...
this. This sounds good.
I'm not
Heading
really
towards an idiocracy kind of future. That sounds pretty good. Where wrestling stars become presidents. Actually, we're already there.
Yep.
Nice!
Nope. Anyway, let's move on, because otherwise I'll get depressed.
Do you like E3?
It's been interesting to watch. Very interesting to watch. And I don't think that's objective. I think that's... Anybody would say that. Because you've got...
So it is objectively interesting.
Yes, sorry. God damn it.
Man, why are you so tired?
Oh, God. No, I know.
Yes,
No.
antihistamines, of course.
Antihistamines, God. The whole thing was objectively interesting.
That's because it's E3 and you like video games. What happened? I'm going to list off some video games and you can tell me your thoughts on them.
Okay.
That were announced at E3 2017. Assassin's Creed Origins.
Don't care.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Anthem.
Which is...
Anthem is a sci-fi action game created by BioWare, the studio behind Mass Effect and Dragon Age.
It'll end up being exactly the same thing with too much story.
It's in space with guns.
Yeah, it's just reskinned Mass Effect.
Yeah, probably. Beyond Good and Evil 2.
I'm
pretty sure that's been in development for 15
I
years.
was about to say, Beyond Good and Evil was a very, very long time ago.
2003.
Yeah. Yeah, very long time ago.
So and they didn't even show gameplay, it was just a CG trailer.
Oh. Well, what was the point?
I don't know. The Crew 2.
Oh, is that the driving one?
Yeah, it's like a weird MMO driving thing,
that-
but now it's cars and planes and boats and monster trucks.
Okay, because I know that it was very polarizing. A lot of people hated it, and a lot of people still play it now and quite enjoy it. I don't know. I never did play it. I thought about picking it up, but I couldn't justify spending $34.
Yeah, it was too heavy. Why'd you laugh at that? That was terrible. Dishonored, Death of the Outsider. I think that's...
Is that another...
I think it might just be like an expansion or something. Puts you in the shoes of whoever that is. Never mind. Doom VFR. Why is it VFR? Virtual fucked reality? Virtual fucking reality. Anyway, Doom.
Doom. More.
Dragon Ball Fighter Z.
Are they really milking that cow again?
Yeah, probably. The Evil Within 2.
Now that was a horror. That was a horror one, wasn't it?
Developed by Resident Evil creator. You apparently have to save your daughter, but not much else was revealed. Well, that sounds shit. Forza Motorsport 7.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm a big fan of.
Guess how many cars it has?
Probably nudging like 400.
700 cars.
Yes. Jarrod's very happy.
Yes, got to get all them Kirby.
Again?
Yeah, it was just Kirby. For this.
Is it just called Kirby?
Well, that's what it says.
Have they released it on the SNES?
No, I think it's coming out for the Switch. Apparently it has 4-player co-op. Looks like a pre-Kirby. Life is Strange Beyond the Storm. Now, how to... Because the original Life is Strange is like... It's like one of those...
It's very well regarded. It's a very interesting setup.
I'm
liking the word
main,
interesting today.
Voice actor, I think it's Ashley Birch.
Yes.
She was going on strike, so they just got someone else in to replace her. You're like, well, you ruined that, haven't you?
Yeah, that's interesting.
Like, I'm sure the writing will be
Stop
good,
using the
but...
word interesting. There are other words, Jarrod.
Intressant. That's Swedish for interesting. Never mind.
God.
Metro Exodus. The third entry in 4A Games post-apocalyptic FPS series.
That's the one that's somewhat similar to Fallout.
Sure. I mean, is that a monster? I don't play Fallout.
That doesn't look like it's from... Like, that's a very...
Well, apparently it's going to be a fully featured open world, so I guess it'll be there.
It's jumping on the Fallout bandwagon, that one.
They're remaking Metroid 2, no one cares. But they're releasing another new Metroid Prime, so it's taken 10 years. Well, I say they're releasing. They released an image of the logo and said they're working on it. So that's a good reveal.
Fantastic. That's
like
exactly
now
right.
in development. Great. Monster Hunter World.
That was on
name.
the Wii, wasn't it?
Like the recent 3DS installments, you can scale walls.
Oh, wow, that's such a
leap attack
forward.
onto monsters and cook food. Wow, I've always wanted to cook food.
Oh, it's like playing The Sims.
Wait, you can scale walls, leap attack onto monsters and cook food. Is that...
All at the same time?
Yeah. Well, that's pretty good. There's a grappling hook. Grappling hook! Ori and the Will of the Wisps. Yes! Ow. Yes!
David was quite a fan of... what was it?
Ori and the Blind Forest.
Blind Forest.
It was an amazing game. Microsoft did once. Well, sort of Microsoft. Microsoft didn't fuck up something for once.
Microsoft funded a non-fuck-up.
Yeah. Actually, I think it was Microsoft Studios who made it.
That's intriguing.
Yeah. Anyway, Ori and the Blind Forest is freaking cool, and hopefully this one... Oh, the CG trailer is so sad. There's like all these owls, and then there's like one baby owl left, and then it like zooms out, and there's just owl corpses for miles. You're like, oh, those poor owls.
Oh,
Kill all those owls for, owl guy. And then the owl is sad, and then Ori comes over, and he's like...
Can you tell which one that David wants to see come out?
I think it's Ori and the Will of the Wisps.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
I think they know that.
There's an untitled Pokemon game. Great.
Yep. Just bring back the
They're
simplistic
remaking
ones.
Shadow of the Colossus. Great.
Didn't they just do that?
I don't know.
No, that was something else.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
Skull and Bones is apparently... it's made by Ubisoft, so it would be broken, but it's
Like their
Assassin's
logo.
Creed Black Flag, but without the Assassin's Creed part. So it'll be good?
It's a pirate game?
Yeah, you get on a ship with a bunch of friends online and you fight other people in
That's called...
Skull and Bones.
No. There's another thing. My brother played it. Oh my god, what is it called? You're in the sky and you fight and there's a team and you're manning an airship. Pretty much the same concept, except they're doing it on the actual ocean.
Great.
Not the actual ocean, a video game ocean.
Starlink, Battle for Atlantis. Ubisoft's first big... Oh, it's a Toys to Life fucking marketing tool. Super Lucky's Tale.
That is...
Next.
Yep.
VR focused. Huh, weird. Transference is a creepy looking VR game where you explore the traumatic experiences of fictional people. Sounds like an episode of Black Mirror.
It sounds like a novel.
Of Black Mirror.
Yeah.
A Way Out is the latest project from the studios behind Brothers, A Tale of Two Sons. Well, they brothers or sons? What?
Yeah. That was the game where you used both the analog sticks to control the two of them at the same time.
Right. That sounds very disorientating.
Yes, it apparently was. I have watched people play it and they just complained about it for 15 minutes. So.
Apparently this is about two convicts who are on the run after a prison escape.
Joy.
Follow these two characters as they come to grips with their past.
Lovely.
Great. Yoshi is getting another standalone adventure, which will appear on slides, blah, 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 sometime in 2018. It looks cute and adorable and for children, which is what it's aimed at, so you don't understand context, so you can't just say it's a shit game. It's a shit game if you're old and don't understand video games.
Yep, sure.
Wolfenstein 2, The New Colossus.
Okay. They've thrown naming convention out of the fucking window with Wolfenstein and a number of other games of late. Wolfenstein's had about 6 games since I've been in high school, and they're apparently only up to number 2.
Well, this is a direct sequel to 2014's Wolfenstein The New Order.
Okay, go on.
Well, that's all the
It's
game.
all that list. No, there was one more.
No, these are all the games that were announced
Oh.
at E3, shown off. But
But the one... Oh, God, this game.
it was announced, I think it was last year's E3. Whenever the Switch was announced, I don't think we knew a name for it at the time, but it's Super Mario Odyssey. And it looks just absolutely ridiculous.
It is... Mario throws his sentient hat at things and you control that thing.
Yeah.
So you can be a taxi or a dinosaur or probably a bucket or
A frog.
Or a frog.
You can be a frog, you can be a bullet bill, you can be this weird statue thing that wears sunglasses, and when it wears the sunglasses, it can see invisible platforms. But when it wears the sunglasses, it has to move very slowly.
Okay, it's a weird... The thing that really sort of put me off it when David showed me the trailer was the fact that everything that the hat can controls gets a mustache.
Yes! You'll be able to mustache not everything, but if it's mustachable, you can mustache it.
Yes, see... I'm not the biggest fan of Nintendo. The only product that I grew up with was the Game Boy, and I remember getting an original Game Boy with Pokemon Red. That was my really one and only experience with Nintendo.
I had a Pikachu Game Boy.
The yellow ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also an old transparent Game Boy, like the grayscale Game Boy.
Yeah.
I had some sick games on it.
No, mine was a Game Boy Pocket because it was a little red one.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it ran on AAA batteries instead of AA's. It always used to die. However, that was my one and only experience. My cousins had Nintendo 64s, but the first gaming console... See, the first game console I ever had was a PlayStation 1, as in a lounge room console. So, yeah, I went down that part. My first console game was Micro Machines.
See, I had Nintendos at home, and then I had a friend who had PlayStations, so we just, reap the benefits of that.
I just realised that the water bottle that I've got is kind of noisy.
Go on, have a drink of your bottle.
I'm fine. I'm fine.
You need someone to burp you?
No.
Okay.
Don't touch me.
Why is it making noises if no one's touching it?
Because it's sentient. It's got Mario's hat on. Can you not see?
Mario! It's got a mustache.
Anyway,
you were saying about Super Mario Odyssey...
There's something about... It for me, it scales down to looking at Mario Odyssey. Then you have to then look at Nintendo as a company at the moment. And my God, they have had their peak and now they are on the downturn in my mind. And it shows in the sense that they have so much money that apparently at the moment they can have a fully orchestrated stage band, have music written for them to accompany Mario games.
Yeah.
That's something that they can do. But it doesn't... They're not doing anything particularly new, in my mind.
Sorry, who's the one excited about Forza 7?
That's a different sort of gaming. That's a simulation. That's not a game as such in my mind. They are different. It is a game, but it's a different type of game. Mario has been around for that long, and really the formula hasn't changed that much. Every time a new Forza game comes out, it comes out with a new engine, pun intended, driving it. Pun intended. So there's all new physics that go with the cars. They actually research the real-life ones to then put in the game. And that, to me, strikes as a difference from just going, Mario can throw his hat and now control a dinosaur. Ooh, look at the gameplay, it's the same. Woo.
But they're not going to change the gameplay because it's perfect. There's so much time in it. They've been doing this for 30 years, perfecting Mario's jump. This is the way you control Mario. You buy Nintendo games for tight and controlled gameplay that is perfect, unless you buy a Star Fox game, in which case, I'm sorry, but don't.
But that's only with Mario, I would argue.
Zelda.
No, but they've attempted to change things up with Zelda over the years. One that strikes out in my mind of Nintendo milking it for all it's worth is Pokemon.
Well, yeah.
Those games have gotten well beyond where they should have been. Gotta Catch 'Em All now doesn't make any sense when there's over fucking 700 of the little bastards and you can't even get them all. You can't use that as a logo if you can't get them all in one game. That was the point of having the 151 when Mewtwo was... Or Mew... No, it was Mewtwo that was added as the 151st. So it's... Now there's... It just makes me cry a little bit inside that Nintendo has... They can't be bothered making any IPs because they know that... I'm sorry, but people like yourself who grew up with it are going to just continually buy it. And I'm not really a fan of that. I would prefer... If I'm going to play an actual game, something I would sort of go into for a story and everything like that, I'd prefer it to be an IP, a new IP. And I buy...
Go into it for a story, buying a Mario game. I don't expect a story. I know the good thing about Nintendo is you know exactly what you're getting. Unless it's a Star Fox game. I'm sorry again.
Poor Star Fox.
He's Super Smash Bros. He was doing fine in that.
Yeah. Yeah, but then they introduced the Wii Fit lady.
The Wii Fit lady is actually pretty boss, but Smash Bros. Is a LOL. It's all LOL. It's a
know.
big LOL of characters, and yeah, it's great. Brawl kind of was... they tried different stuff with that, like adding the weird single-player thing, which I actually kind of liked. but it wasn't great.
They're just an interesting company that I've never really seen eye to eye with, apart from when Pokemon was just Pokemon.
Pokemon, what is it now? Sun and Moon?
2.
Pokemon 2?
No, Pokemon Sun and Moon 2.
Oh, right, really?
Yeah, they re-released them.
Oh.
Not long after they were originally released.
I thought
Like
that was
they
the
did-
latest one. Was that a different one? I don't know.
I don't know, but they
I haven't bought a Pokemon game since ever. I just inherited them from cousins.
the last time I bought one was white, and I think I put 3 hours or something into it, and then I never picked it up again.
Game Boy Color. I played... The latest Pokemon game I played was... It was probably Emerald on an emulator on my phone.
Yeah, because you did that the entire time we were in Lake's Entrance, that's right.
Yeah, I won it by with one Pokemon the entire game. I think it was a...
You had a Torchic and
Yeah. Blaziken?
Blaziken, yeah. It was like level
And I
90
just
something by the time you
kicked
finished.
everything to death.
It was insane.
Yeah, I got to level 90. By the time I got to the Elite Four, and it took me 2 goes to beat the Elite Four. I almost got there on the first try, but, you know, we leveled up a few times, and then I got through... Yeah. Yeah, I did. That was good.
Now, before I forget, David did suggest an album for me to listen to this week, and I will admit, I did try. I did try to listen to the entire thing. However, I may have stopped listening about 3 or 4 songs before the end of it because I was admittedly quite bored. It's called The Devil and God Are Raging Inside Me. And it
Are
was,
they? Oh, I'm just getting them out of you.
Yeah,
Sorry about that.
thanks.
Put them over there.
The Devil and God Are Raging Inside Me by Brand New. Now, this was released in 2006, so it's over a decade old now. And it was an interesting album to listen to. It's alternative rock, sort of post-hardcore.
Was it interesting or boring? Make up your mind.
Well, it was both.
Okay, that just... It's a bit oxymoronic.
I know.
Sure.
I know. The things that I found interesting were what it dealt with, and
Killing yourself.
it did deal with existentialism, death, depression, and religion.
The best kinds of topics.
Yeah.
I love them. People, you know, talk about the weather. By the way, it's been pretty hot here. Never mind.
No, it hasn't been hot.
Yeah. It's Britain.
Some of the lyrics were quite well crafted, but then they were let down by very, very poorly structured choruses, and then the music behind it all was just repetitive and not... It wasn't well thought out. It seemed like the music behind the lyric was an afterthought, and it didn't feel like it was well produced. There were elements of it that I don't think were particularly alternative. Some of it sounded a bit like if you put Coldplay on a cold rinse and let it pile up in a drawer.
Coldplay. Alternate punk rock.
And I don't know, like I was reading up about it before, and it said apparently the 2 guys in it immersed themselves in loss, and it took 8 months or something to record, and in writing the songs and everything, they focused on people that they've either lost from death or lost from moving on in your life and things like that. And it sort of came across that they weren't really that bothered by it, I suppose. So it was...
Are you bothered by loss?
Well, yes, I'm bothered by loss, but the songs I don't think conveyed that very well. So it's not really... It wasn't really my kind of music. It was a little bit too haphazard, I suppose. But, like being exposed to different things, I just got bored and forgot to listen to the end of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
There's the reason I sent you that, the way I found that album was there's a game called Burnout Paradise, and there's one of the tracks on there which you wouldn't have listened to. You didn't get to at the end. I think it's the second last track. It's The Archer's Bows Have Broken or something. Anyway, that's in Burnout Paradise's soundtrack, which is like the best one of the best compilation soundtracks in a game. So good. It's like classical music shoved in there, and you're just like blowing up cars as you're driving around.
I've never quite understood Burnout Paradise, but
it's just funny.
Everybody I know who plays games just thinks it's really, really good, and I play it and I'm thinking, what is this crap? But that's just me. Because when I play a game involving cars, I like it to be realistic, and I like to go in and...
No, this is an arcade racer.
Yeah, no, I'm
just
not a fan
because it has shiny graphics like when it came out.
And yeah, when it came out now, it just looks like this weird pile
Still looks better than whatever that other game was that they released.
I'm not sure who even
the
released
crashy
Burnout.
One where you crash your car and it just like flops around and blows up.
So, I want to say Crash-tastic, but I think that was something else.
I don't know.
I think it was like the half rip-off indie version dev thing.
Never mind that.
Yeah.
What else has happened this week? Screenplay.
Yes!
So if you were a fan of Good Game, then you will have been very sad for this year.
When Michelle Guthrie decided to go, well, this isn't necessary anymore, goodbye.
Just because two of the presenters and one of the producers left, and also the creator. But she was leaving anyway, so that didn't really count.
Yeah. It went out with the gutting of the ABC. This was the same time that management was deciding as to whether Catalyst was an important part.
People don't need to know about science, okay? It's not a real issue in our world.
No. You don't need Catalyst, you don't need people to talk about games and involve the youth in the public broadcaster
it's not like
of
the
the
gaming
country.
industry is the biggest industry on the planet.
Yeah, it's incredible to think that they could get rid of that and not be that worried about it.
I mean, they kept Spawn Point, the show for younger gamers.
But that's because they have ABC3.
Pocket and Well Played and the main show.
But Screenplay has appeared.
Yes, Channel 7 sniped Nick Boy and Hex and Pete, the producer, and this guy called Will, who was just kind of like just hanging out with the guys. They got him in, and now they just have this gaming show that's on 7mate, but also they're putting it on the internet, on YouTube, and it's good. And they made it region, and not what it's called, geolocked.
Yeah.
So you can watch it in other countries because they're not terrible.
As I said to David, I do think there is one young person on the Channel 7 board, and they keep sticking up their hand, and everybody looks at them and goes, "What the fuck do you want?" And he's like, "Oh, I've got a plan for this.
You just need to
this show about video games," and they're just like, "Oh, do whatever the fuck you want."
You just put it on 7mate at like Thursday night or something. We don't care.
We
don't have any shows for that. We just run reruns of house something kitchen. Build a kitchen.
Here's a steak and a French person. Blah, blah.
Yeah, and then they just have interviews with people.
Yeah. But, everybody at Channel 7's probably really happy at the moment because Channel 10 is going under. So
is it?
Yeah, it's had substantial losses, and none of their backers and what are they called? People that hold shares are willing to give them any more money.
Shareholders?
Those.
Yeah.
Shareholders and their stream of credit is gone. The river of infinite money is no longer. So Channel 10 is almost in receivership, which is quite funny.
Nice.
However, Screenplays it's intriguing because like I don't watch a lot of video games. I used to quite enjoy Good Game if I did sort of scroll through the channels and it was on. But it doesn't seem to have lost any of the quirkiness about it.
No, that was. I mean, it's the same producer. Almost the two of the hosts are there, and one of the editors is also there.
I still do feel a little bit sorry for Barjo that he did.
Yeah, poor bit.
However, he's
having a lot of fun on Twitch. A lot of fun. He's got like 11, almost 12,000 followers now,
and people throw money at him. It's ridiculous, but
the guy gave him $1,400 just because.
Like. He's doing okay for himself, so it's fine. You don't have to feel sorry for Barjo.
And he is trying to move out of Sydney because the rent is ridiculous. He just needs to find a place with good internet.
And that is difficult in Australia because our government fucked up the NBN. Woo.
What?
Thank you, Malcolm Turnbull, when you were communications minister.
Anyway, go subscribe to Screenplay and watch video games because they'll be releasing daily content. Yay! On YouTube.
That's on YouTube. On another sort of gaming-related streaming note,
Games.
Nerd Cubed has moved a lot of his stuff to Twitch of late, and he's doing lots and lots of streams, and they're quite enjoyable. So if you're into that sort of commentary kind of thing, he's quite funny. I have been watching him for many, many years. And
many.
And if you're one of those people like me who watched Yahtzee Croshaw, who you may know from Zero Punctuation, who rants about games on the yellow screen with the little
stick figures
and things like that he makes to review his games. He works for The Escapist, and he moved from Brisbane to San Francisco, and he's now doing streams on Twitch as well, and they get put up on YouTube. They're quite good on Escapist Plays. They're 2 hours, but you know, if you've got time to kill, do it. It's quite good.
Then do it.
But yeah, I do kind of miss Let's Drown Out because him and Gabe yelling at one another were just too. It's a dynamic you can't reproduce. It's very sad that he's gone, but that's fine. So, it's all right.
In funny stuff, Russian malware controls were hiding on Britney Spears' Instagram account.
What? I don't even Russian malware. What was the other word?
Controls.
Russian malware controls were hidden in Britney Spears' Instagram account.
Yeah.
So does that mean that if you were following her Instagram account that they could get through that way, or
No.
No.
These are the controls to control infected computers. So instead of just like getting the malware to request stuff from a certain URL or website address, and people could just be like, "Well, just block that," they set it up so it would check certain posts on Britney Spears' Instagram and look for code hidden in comments. So the Russian hackers would write a certain comment on a certain photo on Britney Spears' Instagram, and the malware would look at that and then change its behavior. Which I think is particularly funny.
That is hilarious. How do they keep coming up with these?
People keep trying to stop them, so they get creative.
Oh god. It's one of those.
You're only making it harder for us to catch them by catching them.
Now, if you have reached this point, I suppose we should broadcast the fact that we do have a Facebook page now. So if you're not one of the 12 people that's already liked that,
oh, gross.
Go onto Facebook and like that. We are now
the
Dichotomy Duet, which
that'll do.
Yeah, it does make sense.
No comment on the name. Just go with it.
Yeah, just run with it. It's fine.
It's fine. It's very hard to find a username that isn't taken on every platform these days.
Yes, it's getting a little bit hard to become original. We're also going to be popping these Pomcasts up on Orpheum.
Yeah, that'll do. There will be a link a
link in the description.
That's what I said.
I'm a lot less drowsy now than at the start. So if you reach this point,
do you even remember the start?
We talked about antihistamines and there was a lemon.
Close enough.
Yeah.
Oh! Yeah, it wasn't an actual lemon with a beard. It was just me pretending I did a voice.
Oh! I'm in another room. That's fine.
Anyway, if you don't like loading YouTube if you want to listen on your phone without video, there'll be a link to an audio-only thing. I mean, if the website doesn't load, that's because it's free. Because I don't have money to spend on audio hosting because it's expensive. And
yes.
We're
not made of money, sadly. So
sell your organs.
Please don't. I need those.
Give it like at 30 grand or something.
Thanks. Thought it was worth more than that. So yes, there will be other ways to listen to our very horrid voices, so that's fine. So next week, no Pomcast, but there'll be an actual video.
Maybe.
Maybe. We do have
Maybe
to...
like halfway through next week.
Yeah, halfway through the
something.
week.
There'll be stuff at some point.
We've got to give David something to do when I'm at work, so that's fine. But anyway, have fun, and we'll yammer, and we'll go take photos of whales.
This is the end.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
You know, Pepe is banned from the App Store now.
Oh, really? Again?
Yeah.
Oh.
Let's blame 4chan. They made him into like a white supremacist
yeah,
icon, and the creator was like, for fuck's sake.
It's just... what is this world coming to, David?